Twitter is dying. I want to connect some dots for some people. This is so glaringly obvious to me, and nobody seems to be aware of it. I just saw this post from author Amy Tan. She announced that she is deactivating Twitter in this mass exodus. She said, "You can find me on Blue Sky." And then she came back and said, I can't get into my account. I can't deactivate my account. I can't do anything with the account. Maybe I was hacked. Is this happening to anybody else? And by the way, there are all these Russian bots all over the place. Guys, this is not just Twitter, and this is really important. What is happening at Twitter? Well, ask Google and its AI will tell you people are currently experiencing issues logging into their Twitter account. They're getting information about incorrect passwords, account lockouts related to policy changes, or possible temporary server disruptions. Okay, so that's just Twitter. Who cares, right? What happened to Twitter? We need to go through these motions to understand what is happening beyond Twitter. Elon Musk bought Twitter in 2022. People thought he was dumb for doing this. He paid $44 billion. Immediately, he went into the Twitter offices and fired more than 6,000 people, about 80% of the company's workforce. The layoffs shocked the social media industry. People said he went further than expected, cutting whole teams without a clear strategy. What is he doing, people said. This is dumb. This is bound to fail. What an egomaniac. He also sent in loyalists to evaluate the value of existing employees. Was it dumb? That depends on what his goal was. What was his goal, guys? Was his goal really to buy Twitter and make it more of a money-making enterprise? Well, what did he end up doing with Twitter? He weaponized it this year as a political asset to get Donald Trump into the White House? Well, yes, but hey, guess who else is moving into the White House? Somebody who is not eligible to be elected president, Elon Musk. He's not eligible because he's not actually American, not by birth. He doesn't care about the United States of America or its people, but most importantly, about its government. So what does that have to do with anything? Well, the big dummy fired 80% of Twitter, and we have watched Twitter fall apart right before our eyes. Why did he say he was doing it? Well, he said he was doing it to make Twitter more efficient, cutting costs, to send in loyalists to evaluate whether existing employees were a good value. People were told to justify their roles and recommend which colleagues to keep. He turned his staff against one another. He created a hardcore company. He gave them an ultimatum. He said he valued engineers over other staff and envisioned Twitter as a software and servers company. He fired all of his critics. He fired top executives. So what does this look like? This looks like an egomaniac taking over a corporation, right? So this man who is not eligible to run for president of the United States found a loophole to get himself into the executive office. What is he going to do as executive? He's going to do to the United States exactly what he has done to Twitter. Literally exactly what he did to Twitter. He went in and fired 80% of that company's workforce. The plan is for him to come into the government and fire probably at least 80% of government employees. Now, what does this mean? Well, this is what Trump has said. Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy together, who did, by the way, he did run for president. Musk and Ramaswamy will dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies. Do you know what that is? Dismantle the government, slash regulations, cut waste, restructure. That's exactly what Elon Musk did to Twitter in the process of killing Twitter. Did he kill Twitter by accident? Everything I have said so far, I have 100% confidence in. Now I'm going to say something speculative. What is this X that Elon Musk is obsessed with? What does an X represent? Well, among a lot of other things, an X can represent stopping something, bringing it to a halt. Think of like a referee doing the X sign with their arms, meaning stop. X, as pronounced, people are making a lot of jokes about Twitter in terms of this. So many people have left Twitter, they should call it X. Ha ha. Get it, guys? It's a joke. It's kind of funny, but this is also serious because Musk went into Twitter as its owner and he disabled it from the inside. People were shocked to see 80% of its staff fired, and Musk said, I'm making it more efficient. Business analysts said he's going to kill his own company with his ego. He wants to be dictator, and this isn't going to work. 2 years later, the obvious is happening. Not only is there a mass exodus from Twitter among users, but he destroyed Twitter's functionality in the name of efficiency. So any intelligent person at this point needs to ask, was the intention really to make Twitter more efficient? Was it to make Twitter more profitable? Was it to fix it? Or was the intention actually to kill Twitter? We have to ask this because he's coming in to the United States to do the same thing to our country that he did to Twitter. Is this adding up to anybody? It's exactly, literally the same thing. Dismantle the government. Cut waste, restructure, both of those things happening. So also, by the way, guys, I'm no expert in this, but let me tell you, if I imagine myself going into the US government, going into any business with the intention of destroying it from the inside, like that's my intention. It's a crazy thing to imagine, but imagine that. You set your mind on going into a business and destroying it. One way to potentially be able to get away with doing that without people really noticing what you're doing would be to wildly restructure and then claim that what is obviously dysfunction is really just growing pains. It's really just a matter of fixing things by moving things around and waiting to see how they work out. Okay, so why would Elon Musk do this? Well, he is a naturalized US citizen because of the businesses he's brought here, but he really isn't American. So as we're hearing about this, Trump hiring Musk to come in and fire everybody just like he did at Twitter, which is dying, we're also hearing about this. He's been in constant communication with Vladimir Putin. Why would this dude have conversations with the head of the United States' #1 adversary and then help Donald Trump get elected with his own money, literally giving away his money to bribe American citizens to vote for Donald Trump, and weaponizing his dying social media platform to get himself into the White House to do exactly the same thing to the US government he did to Twitter? Why would he do that? Well, the answer is we don't know. We don't have an actual answer, but we can put together what is an obvious pattern of behavior. And we can ask a question. We don't know why they're colluding, but what does Putin want? What does he want? Fracturing the political unity within the EU, and especially political unity between the EU and US, is among Russia's top strategic goals. Well, check and check. Amy Tan mentioned those Russian bots on Twitter. Musk welcomed them with open arms. Those Russian bots are not just annoying. They are online warfare against US democracy during our election. Trump got elected, Musk didn't get elected, but Musk is going into the White House to destroy the United States the same way he destroyed Twitter. This was Steve Bannon's stated goal more than a decade ago. Steve Bannon was behind Donald Trump running for president in the first place. They're killing the U.S.